Um, how was your CES experience last week?
Super fun.
That's good. Perfect.
It
Uh,
was a lot of people came through, a lot of good feedback, so we're excited for sure.
Wonderful. Okay. So with that being said, so my name is Clay, and the podcast here is Queen's Court Conversations. It's also called Clay's Counsel. So we're basically a dual show. So we cover topics such as empowerment, inspirations, motivation, education, and information. So CES, we've been media credentialed the past couple years now. This year and included, this year we couldn't make it out to Vegas, unfortunately, but we're still conducting interviews and everything like that. So I'm just get right to it. If you could just tell me, if you could just tell my audience your name and just who you are and what you're about and how does Chef AI come about?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Dean Cormai, CEO and co-founder of Chef AI. Basically, how Chef AI came about was I've been at Tesla for the last 5 years, electrical engineer. So I came home late after work one day and put all my French fries into a basket, came downstairs to a black pile of mess. Everything was burnt, everything looked destroyed. It was like really unfortunate. So I called my best friend up of 10 years, Max Dang, who was a AIML guy from Penn Masters
Okay,
student. And I said, hey, we got to do something about this. And that's how Chef AI was born 2 years ago. So we collaborated, worked together, and got this product, what you saw at CES out, and showcase it to everyone to basically automate and make your cooking life easier. That's what we kind of thought about.
wonderful. Just expanding on that a little more, could you tell us essentially what how does Chef AI's technology of just differ from other AI powered cooking
Of
solutions
course.
like Moe Robotics, for instance?
Yeah. So what we do is we use, you could say, AI in three different ways.
Yeah.
One is obvious. We have a camera where we take the image of the picture and we've trained on 3.2 terabytes of data to be able to classify over 100 different foods.
Okay.
So that's one way we're doing it. We're able to classify and like kind of give you that knowledge of the food type without you even having to worry about it. The second being is we're running thermal algorithms on the back. So you no longer need like probes. You no longer need to guess how long to cook the food for and what temperature, because we've done all that hard work for you by training on different heat transfer equations and interpolating based on the food type, as well as we get data such as starting temperature and weight to be able to aggregate and understand exactly the dimensions of the food. This includes thickness, this includes area, suggested. So we really understand what you're putting in the chamber. And lastly, the system gets better over time. For example, Clay, maybe you like your French fries really
Yes.
crispy, you like mine a little more soft. Chef
Yep.
AI's device becomes very tailored to how you like it. So we have a personalization aspect at Chef AI where you have to um, personalize your cook if you want less done or more done. So it becomes personalized to how you like it.
Perfect. I like the sound of that because I certainly like to cook and fry or even air fry my foods a certain temperature,
Yeah.
different styles, and like them a certain way to my according to my own taste. Just to piggyback off of that, can you explain how your AI system learns and adapts to different recipes and cooking techniques?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it would fall into our personalization tab, right? Like it becomes personalized to how you like your food being done. So it's like it learns your feedback, it learns how you cook, it learns the food that you put in because we have local knowledge of how you as a specific user cook the food. So it becomes like I don't know a better word for it. Just like it learns based on your preferences to become tailored to how you like to play, um,
Sure.
rather than anyone else. So I think that's how it kind of adapts to different recipes and different cooking habits.
Sure. Perfect. What specific kitchen tasks can your AI technology automate, and how does it handle the variability inherent in cooking?
Yeah. So the one that we have been targeting for the last 2 years is the air fry mode. So basically, we have worked with manufacturers of Cs to be able to give us the prototypes you guys were seeing at CES, which allowed for this air fryer mode to be taken care of. So basically, it has four coils, two on the top and two on the bottom, as well on the side. So basically, sorry, and a fan on the side. So it basically allows for an oven with air motion to be going on, and we're able to predict and suggest the food temperature and time, but
Right.
use the controls of the air fryer to be able to obviously control to cook that for. So we're looking really to automate that process of, instead of having to look up how long I should cook, 6 ounces of broccoli or 6 ounces of steak that's 2 inches. That whole process is, in our mind, eliminated, because we basically empower you as well as teach you how to cook this for. And if you just care about it, just put it in and leave. Like, that's all that we really are trying to help out with. I guess another thing, a little bit adding on to that, is our nutritional data as well. So you can look at our demo on our YouTube to be able to see how we're able to predict the food, as well as say the nutrition facts. For example, if it's like a 2 ounce 6 inch steak,
Right.
it tells you like the protein content, the carbohydrate, whatever content, the fat content, because we really are taking the dimensional and size data of the food, and we're able to let you track that food as well over time. If you're really a nutrition junkie or really care about that lifestyle part of your day.
Yeah, for sure. I'm certainly trying to be more healthy, obviously, in the new year that we are in now. So that definitely would help. But not just talking about healthy food, but I'm going to segue over to safety and food safety. So how does Chef AI address food safety concerns when automating the cooking process?
Yeah, it's a big one for us too, because it's also part of our pillars is like overcook and undercook prevention, right? So one thing at Chef AI is like, as a user, like sometimes we don't know when like for example, chicken breast or steak is done, right? So we have proxies inside our chamber, including our IR camera that takes the outside temperature of the food, as well as kind of weight sensors that can understand how much like moisture is lost, etc., to be able to combine and aggregate this data, so we're able to really real-time monitor data. So basically, if we see that the outside temperature is getting too hot or too cold, we're not going to let you serve that, right? We don't want to hurt you or hurt the user. So we basically have foolproof safes that we're monitoring this food to be able to make sure that it's food safety, like it's food easy for you to eat, safety wise
Yeah,
um, aspect.
for sure. Sounds good. I like the sound of that. Can you discuss any challenges you face in developing AI for cooking and how you've overcome them?
Yeah, I mean, the whole system is a lot harder than you think. Like at the bare bone of it, at least when I thought about it, I was like, oh, this how hard can it be to recognize food and cook it at a specific temperature? No, it's pretty difficult. Like we have a lot of like lighting, camera, glass, thermal issues, but we're engineers, and that's our kind of our job. Everyone on our team, we have 4 members on our team, are all engineers, from software to mechanical to hardware guys. So we all, worked very diligently and very hard to be able to understand that problem, as in doing a lot of tests, doing a lot of back and forth design challenges, a lot of prototyping, like how many air fryers, how many steaks have I eaten out of air fryer? You don't really want to know because the amount of tests that we've done. So yeah, it's like iteration, understand the system, and really taking it from first principles to understand how to solve those issues.
Yes. And how does Chef AI's technology integrate with existing kitchen appliances and smart home systems?
Yeah, I love that question. So one thing at Chef AI is we're good hardware software guys, so we're really good at modular agnostic cookware designs. Like our goal for Chef AI is to be able to transpose it to any different type of like OEM brand. So for example, think Ninja, think Breville, think Hisense, think Bosch. They all have developing cookware, right? But they're not all developing um, any type of inference. Actually, no one's developing any type of inference model based on the food that's being put in the cooking device. So our goal at CS, and I think we succeeded, was being able to talk to these guys and being able to figure out what the next steps for their integration plans are. So we're hoping more comes soon to you guys in the next 1 to 2 months as we go through these conversations.
Cool. And what are your plans given that for scaling Chef AI's technology and making it accessible to a wider market?
Yeah, it's work with the OEMs, like I said, to be able to scale it fast because we can go scale and manufacture the product, but we're not experts in it yet. I think we can leverage a lot of good work that these companies I just listed out have already done and be able to combine our system with theirs. And I think that's the plan for the next 2 or 3 months to get something. So hopefully you'll see a collaboration soon.
Cool. And how do you envision Chef AI impacting the future of culinary education and professional kitchens?
Yeah, like if we go talk to business route, sorry, B2B route in culinary kitchens, there's been a lot of interest. We have a couple interests in terms of like automation kiosks as well as even like room service hubs. So basically, think about robotic arms or hands that
Right.
want to figure out how to cook the food. So that's who we've been approached by to be able to help them scale their business up in terms of build business to business. So you can think almost like robotic or not robotic, but like autonomous like kiosks where you just go up. There's no one in the like restaurant or chamber area, and you just get your food because we're in conjunction with these robotic hands and we're the ones cooking it because we have all the inference models on this already. So that's kind of like I would say the vision we see because it's kind of who's approaching us now on that in terms of culinary chef. And also, if you think consumer wise, I think it's like a big learning aspect. Especially you can think about younger kids, people starting college, or even young adults that don't really know how to cook yet but
Mhm.
want to. Chef AI's whole purpose is to be able to help them kind of learn how to cook in this aspect and be able to really take them through the steps of being comfortable on this as well.
Can you share any data of how Chef AI's technology has improved cooking efficiency or reducing reduce food waste
Yeah,
in testing?
yeah. I mean, I don't know how specific data, but I think I can use logic on that one.
It's fine.
Um, Yeah. So this thing about it, right? Like, how many times have you like just taking a personal look? How many times have you like overcooked a food item, undercooked, and had to throw it away, right? Think about every single time. At least for me, it's probably once in every 25, 30 times, especially on new foods. So we probably reduce that percentage of throwing out food waste. Um, in terms of throwing out food waste to be able to like kind of make that more efficient. And time, I think time for me makes a lot of sense, right? Um,
Yeah.
at least like yesterday, I had one device, I had my Chef AI device, and I also had a oven. So on the oven, I had to be constantly monitoring, like, okay, when is my chicken cooking? And then I had my Chef AI device, I just let it alone. And while I was monitoring my oven, I had to be let Chef AI do it itself. So it's basically like the prolation for the time needed to cook the food is what you say, right? You don't have to be monitoring the food anymore. You don't have to be worrying about checking it with a thermometer over time. Like we do all the monitoring, we do all the hard work for you. So that's basically like automatic save there. So you can almost think it lifetime of cook, lifetime of monitor needed when you're using Chef AI.
Partnerships, thank you for that. What partnerships, if any, are you exploring with food manufacturers or any meal kit companies in that case,
Yep.
if at all?
Yep. We have a couple. I won't get into detail for NDA purposes. But yeah, that's our plan, and that's how we're approaching it.
Oh, cool. Wonderful. And just again, like, can you just explain just in further detail how Chef AI ensures that its technology can cater to diverse dietary needs and preferences, especially for
Yeah,
those who may have like high blood pressure, those who may be more anything of that nature, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. So I can answer that question twofold. So I'll start with our cooking device and then start with our nutritional data, like I talked about before. But the cooking device itself, like we recognize those different types of food, right? And to be honest, we can't recognize every single food in the world. That's impossible. But how we solve that is being able to like our third pillar, personalization, is we allow you to, if we see like a food that's been recognized over and over again, we'll send that back to our backend and we'll retrain that food because we allow for over-the-air updates. So we can resend that update to be able to classify your food. So for example, like if you have, the food we've never seen, we'll be able to classify it and send that over-the-air update so you can see that later on. So we try to be very flexible and really like helpful for you as a user. So that's one way we're trying to like combat the wide array of foods, because sometimes you see in like cookbooks or sometimes you see in like the static lookup tables that they don't have your food, right? Which is unfortunate because you kind of have to guess and maybe you throw away the food waste. But we try to make it more flexible for you as well. And people that are like really conscious about like the health stuff, like you said, like glucose intake or nutrition, like we have trackers built in because we know exactly what you're cooking, right? So we have trackers built in that have a dashboard of, I know this is how much fat I ate, this is how much sugar I ate, so you can be tracking it towards your own nutritional goals. So you're able to hit your lifestyle as well. So like think about like an all-in-one cooking device, flex autonomous device, as well as a like health cooking device as well. Like we don't want you to be opening a bunch of different apps, especially the ones that you take pictures with. Like they don't understand actual area. We don't understand actual weight of food. So it's a little bit difficult for you to actually track accurately. So we're really an accurate based tracking and cooking device. You can think about it. We consider ourselves like a lifestyle in that way, in that sense as well.
Perfect. And at the expense of myself repeating myself, this is just more into the technological innovation side. But if you could just further walk down the core AI rhythms that enable your system to understand and execute complex cooking techniques automatically, and what machine models are you all using to help the system adapt to different cuisines, dietary restrictions, and personal preferences?
Yeah. So yeah, we use like MobileNet as trained on our 3.2 terabytes of data, which is our unique machine learning model that we use to be able to identify the food, as well as the heat transfer algorithms. This is patented, that we are able to understand and delve into how long to cook the food for, as well as just aggregation of sensor data such as weight, time, and temperature. Sorry, weight, temperature, to be able to understand the dimensions of the food, as well as the camera to be able to find the area of food. So it's like you can think a bunch of what's it called, sensor integration and combination of this data, as well as that kind of ML model to all like wrap it together to be able to give you those accurate data points.
Speaking of your entrepreneurial journey, as entrepreneurs in the AI culinary space, what unexpected challenges have you encountered while developing Chef AI?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the technology that's at the core of it, right? Making a reliable technology is like from scratch is not easy. There's no one doing this right now, so there's no one you can quote unquote look up to or take data from. It's basically like how can you stitch and architect an AI culinary desire and make it safe and healthy for everyone to use. I mean, I think that's like wrapped up in a high level statement. That's the difficulty of it right now. And that's what we've overcome for the last 2 years. And we're really excited. That's why we're showcasing the CS. We were excited about showing that to the world about our accomplishments and how we're trying to help people out. And to our benefit, we got a lot of positive feedback from people about it, trying to help them out and save them time. So we're excited about what we're doing, and we're ready to take it to the next step for sure.
When it comes to market disruption, what's your strategy again for making AI cooking technology accessible and affordable for average consumers?
Yeah, so I guess we didn't even talk about the price we're targeting, right? So hopefully to you guys is good. We're targeting $450 for this device. So we try to keep the hardware costs as low as possible, keep our BOM low as possible, as well as we're using an air fryer, which is usually on a lower end technology of terms of cost. So we're trying to make it a very easy and accessible product for most people to get. And the way to mass produce it in our minds is to work with those OEMs. And that's what we're hard at work doing. So we're able to hopefully get it in the next year. as we go through this.
And how are you positioning Chef AI to compete with emerging smart kitchen technologies and given what you just announced there?
Yeah, we I mean we don't see anyone doing exactly what we're doing, so I don't know if we even need to talk about like the competition in that sense. And if you think about a competition in a smart thing, if you looked at like Hisense had a good demo, you saw Bosch had a good demo. These are our friends now. So like we're looking to adapt, and I think they're looking to adapt as well. So that's I'll keep it at that on integration plans.
Wonderful. And what is I would say, the 5 year roadmap as far as the 5 year roadmap when it comes to Chef AI's technological developments?
Yeah, so I think scale for autonomy and AI is the most important thing, right? The more data you could get, the better your system becomes. So our motto is basically how can we scale this as fast as possible? Because scale this as fast as possible is working with people that already do it in mass production, right? So we would hopefully see X million devices in 5 years deployed, and we're able to collect data on all these cookware devices to be able to improve the system over time. Taking the notebook from the Tesla guys, you see how the FSD has gotten better over the last years, right? That's how we see our model getting. You'll see the cookware device get better over time. You see suggestions on such as Instacart maybe become more integrated to your device, where everything becomes autonomous. Oh, now I don't have to worry about when I need to go get steak because Chef AI knows I cook steak 4 days out of a week. So it starts predicting and start understanding exactly how you live your life. So you're able to live a more healthy and convenient life. I guess that's how we see it in 5 years.
Perfect. And just given that, beyond home cooking, what potential applications do you see for your AI cooking technology?
Yeah, yeah. Like we've only talked about the bare bones of nutritional and cooking device, but there's obviously the data aspect that we like a lot as well. Being able to really allow you to live a more comfortable life in terms of of suggestions of when you want your food delivered, what time you want your food delivered, where's a good sustainable place to get your food delivered, because we really understand that data aspect of what we see. So we can see the future more software add-ons in terms of those aspects as well.
And last question, and this is in regards to personal insights. How do you balance technological innovation with maintaining the human joy of cooking?
Yeah, I think it's all about explanation, right? So like if it was just a black box and nothing happens, like it's just like a dark black box and you push button and then the food comes out, I think that maybe takes a little bit of joy out of it a little bit, right? So what we try to do is like walk you at least through the steps, like say, oh, it started cooking, the light turns on, you can monitor it. Like we tell you information of the food, such as weight and temperature. Like, oh, that's cool. Like that's information about my food that I can also get. Oh, this is what makes it important. Like the area really makes a difference. The thickness makes a difference. Okay, so we kind of try to teach you rather than just make it a black box and it's like all hidden. I think that'd be a little bit more sad with a black box rather than the information being said. So that's how we kind of try to explain it and show it to you instead of hiding it, if that makes sense. So I think that's how we like teach as well, make it enjoyable.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your time today. That's all the questions that I had, but thank you for sharing all the great things that you're doing with Chef AI. If folks are interested in following you and Chef AI or wanting to learn more about your products and services and maybe even hopefully make it a purchase, and how can they do that if they wanted to do
Yeah,
something?
a couple of ways. You can learn more at chefaicookware.com. All of our handles, including Instagram, LinkedIn, are at Chef AI Cookware. So that's yeah.
Well, I appreciate the time. And thank you for joining us here on Queen's Court Conversations and Clay's Counsel. And it was great having you today. And let's stay in touch because I certainly would love to invest in Chef AI myself at my house here.
We love to see you in the house, Clay, of course. Thank you, man.
All right, you take care now. Have a good one.
All right.